Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another creative aging program. Sorry about the noise before, I forgot to hit mute on my mic, so hopefully you only heard some ambient background noise. But anyways, I'm Sharon, I'm the Makerspace librarian here at the Rawlings Library, and today is Friday, so that means we're bringing you a Maker Mania program. Awesome fun. All right, today we're going to do a project that I'm calling a kitchen vacuum because you can make it with stuff that you find in your kitchen, but it's also a candle vacuum or a water vacuum, depending on how you might have seen it or might have heard it. It's a really cool little project, easy to repeat at home and super successful, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and get that video started for you, so give me just a second to cue everything up. Hi guys, welcome to another Maker Mania program. Thanks for joining me today on this absolutely beautiful Friday. Today we're going to be doing a fun science experiment that you can do at home to show how a vacuum works and how air pressure works. So to do this experiment, you need a plate with a big lip on it. This is a fancy plate that I've got from the back here at the library. The big lip is for pouring water into it, so it needs to be able to hold some stuff. You need a birthday candle or two, and you need some form of making fire to light your birthday candle. And then you'll need a glass jar and some water, and I've tinted this water purple so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, to get started on the setup, the reason that I have two candles here is I'm actually going to melt some wax into the center of this plate to stick a birthday candle into. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick and melt that wax. So here, move my hands. You can see it kind of starting to drip. It's going to drip right there into the middle of the plate. Okay, I'm going to real quick stick down that birthday candle just like that and wait for just a second for the wax to cool. And have this white background behind the candle so that you can see what we're doing here real well. So as that's going to cool, and it's right there in the center of my plate, let's see if I can adjust that a little bit more so you can see what's going on. I think that's probably the best place for that. And it cools down. So it cools down really fast because glass is conductive and it's kind of chilly in here today with the air conditioning going. I'm going to take this purple water and pour it onto my plate so it kind of goes up around the candle. So you can see that in there. I'm going to go ahead and try my best to dry this jar out super quick. All right. So here's how this experiment is going to work. We're going to create a vacuum inside my jar with a candle, and we're going to see the vacuum because it's going to suck the water up into the jar. And after you see the experiment work, then I'll explain to you why it works. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to light this candle here so it has a flame. Okay, there we go. And really quickly, as the candle is going, I'm going to take this jar and just place it over the candle. And we're going to watch as the water, watch it get sucked up into the jar. You see that happening? Can you see it go as it's getting sucked in? That's pretty neat. The reason that the water is getting sucked up into the jar there is because candles are on fire and it consumes oxygen. As it consumes the oxygen inside of the jar, it creates a vacuum because there's no air left in that jar. So as you watch, it's going to continue to try to suck anything up into it to fill the density gradient that's inside the jar. So the air inside this jar is not dense at all. And nature wants to make everything equal, to achieve equilibrium. It is pulling the water into the jar to try to create the same density as the air outside of the jar. So it's sucking it up. And that's how a vacuum works. The vacuum works by voiding an area and making the space in there less dense and causing that area to suck in either the air around it or water, if it's sitting in water, to equalize the density inside of the jar. So you'll notice that there's still a little bit of water here on the plate, and it's come up about an inch. Sorry about that. It's come up about an inch into the jar. That's as far as it can go to satisfy the vacuum inside the jar. So into the jar, now the air density inside the jar is the same as it is out here. So we can do that experiment one more time, and listen, it's gonna bloop. You can hear that? I just release the seal of that vacuum. So we can go ahead and light the candle one more time. And we'll see it in action once more. So there we go. Candle's lit. And we're just going to put the jar over the candle and watch as the liquid gets sucked up into the jar. See it going? There it is. Now watch the candle. It's consumed all of the oxygen inside of the jar, and so it goes out. And as it goes out, the water goes in, trying to equalize the density inside the jar to match the density out here in the regular air that we're breathing. Pretty neat, huh? So you guys can try this at home with any jar, any plate that is a big lip in it, and any water. You don't have to color the water. It's just kind of fun. And a birthday candle, and you can watch the experiment on your own. Highly recommend doing this at home with any supplies that you might have, because it is a really fun and effective experiment. All right, guys, until I get to see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, keep making, and tune in next week for another Maker Mania. Have a great day. Bye. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching my little kitchen vacuum science experiment. Sorry about the weird little technical difficulties in there. I think it's because I'm working on a laptop and going back and forth between a screen, and sometimes the video just freezes. Oh well. Anyway, I really hope you guys try this out at home. You can make bigger vacuums kind of with a bigger candle and a bigger jar, or with more water. There's lots of different variables that you can add into a science equation that will make it really super fun and different. But always remember that if your science experiment works, it's going to be duplicatable, which means that you should be able to do it more than once. So that's why I did that on the video 2 different times, was to make sure that our idea was sound and that it would work properly both times. And it did. Awesome. So yeah, make sure you try it at home. If you do try it at home, go ahead and drop me a line at my email, which is my name, which is right here, sharon.rice@pueblolibrary.org, and send me a picture, a video, or just a comment saying that you tried out the experiment and you enjoyed it, and if it worked for you. I hope it does. All right, guys, until next week, I will let you go, and hopefully next week we have another really cool science experiment or art project to show you. All right, guys, until I get to see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep making. Have a great, great afternoon. Bye.